close your eyes for a moment and forget the world around you. Forget the numbers, the odds, the tickets, for none of these matter. You are not here to win the lottery by chance. You are here to win it by law, the unseen law that governs all things, the law of assumption. The secret is simple, but the mind, conditioned by effort and struggle, rejects the simplicity of truth. So I will tell you plainly, you must become the winner before the number is drawn. You do not wait for the call. You hear it now. You do not hope to see your name. You see it now, on the check, in the newspaper, on the screen. You must imagine the joy in your bones, the shaking hands, the disbelief turned into laughter, the tears of relief, the embrace of someone who never stopped believing in you. And you must do this not once, but as often as you breathe. Every morning before the world tells you what's possible, you decide. Every night before you sleep, you rehearse. You rehearse the victory. You rehearse the moment your life changed, until your mind no longer asks if, but only when. And then you let go. You do not chase it. You do not beg for it. You do not watch the results with trembling fingers. You walk forward in quiet certainty, knowing the result is already yours. And while others scoff, while others speak of chance and randomness, you remain silent, because you know what they do not, that your reality bends not to odds, but to inner conviction. The world responds to the image you hold inside. When that image is strong enough, when it's realer than what you see outside, the world must conform. So what do you do now? You close your eyes. You see it. You feel it. You believe it. And then you wait, not in fear, but in quiet power. Imagination is the real ticket to winning the lottery, not the paper slip you hold in your hand, not the machine that draws the numbers, and certainly not the statistics the world clings to. Before anything is seen in the outer world, it must first be conceived and felt in the inner world. The true lottery is not a game of numbers. It is a game of consciousness. And your imagination is the silent, powerful force that determines whether you are simply a player or the winner. To win the lottery, you must first win it in your mind. Not casually, not like a wish tossed into the wind, but as a lived, repeated, and deeply felt reality. Your mind must become the theater, the ticket booth, the announcement stage, and the bank vault. All of it must live within you first. Every time you imagine, you are laying the groundwork for your world. This is not fantasy, this is law. You do not imagine for escape, you imagine to create. The moment you close your eyes and see that winning ticket in your hand, feel the texture of it, hear your name being called, sense your heart racing, and allow your body to tremble with joy. In that moment, something shifts. A seed is planted. The world may scoff at such an idea. It will say no one can think their way into millions. But that's only because the world believes more in appearances than in truth. What you must understand is that imagination is not idle. It is divine. It is the force by which all things come into being, and it does not ask permission from the logical mind, nor does it rely on probability. It operates in certainty. What you consistently see and feel in your inner world must eventually appear in your outer one, not by chance, but by law. So you must become intimate with the vision of your success. You must rehearse it not in desperation, but in delight. Play the scene in your mind again and again, your numbers being read aloud, the stunned silence before the eruption of joy, the moment you realize nothing will ever be the same. Feel the warmth of that moment in your chest. Let the tears of relief well up. Allow the smile that you've been holding back to break free. That scene, repeated often and with sincerity, becomes the new pattern your subconscious accepts as truth. And once accepted, it begins to move everything around you to match it. You may not see the inner workings, you may not understand the connections or the timing, but trust that it is unfolding exactly as it must. The vision is the cause, the result is merely the effect. This is not effort, this is not trying hard, this is surrendering fully to what already exists in the unseen. There is nothing to chase, there is only something to become. And the moment you truly become it in your imagination, the world outside will follow. Imagination is the real ticket. And you already hold it. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to step into the identity of the one who already has what they desire. It is not pretending. It is not hoping. It is not wishing. It is becoming. In the quiet sanctuary of your mind, you must feel as though the event you seek has already occurred. The moment you assume the emotional state of having won, you summon the power that creates worlds into motion on your behalf. The feeling is the key, the creative act that precedes all visible reality. You can protocolize, but defend and defend and defend the creation. When a person wins the lottery in the physical world, their thoughts shift instantly, their posture changes, their energy radiates differently. There is no effort in their belief. It simply is. You must live in that state before the numbers are ever drawn. You must walk, speak, and breathe as the one who already possesses the fortune. This assumption is not just a mental exercise, it is an embodiment. It is allowing your inner world to dictate your outer one rather than the reverse. Everything you truly believe to be yours will move toward you because you are no longer looking for it. You are looking from it. And this is the great secret. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to stop reaching and start receiving. It is to drop the notion of lack and pick up the awareness of abundance. You stop needing, you start knowing. In this state, there is no anxiety, no impatience, no question. You are no longer begging the universe. You are walking as its chosen one. You aren't checking for signs or wondering when it will happen. You are living in the moment after the miracle. You speak from that place. You make decisions from that place. You align your energy with the version of yourself who already received the blessing. Your senses may say otherwise. The bank account may still reflect yesterday's balance, but the world of senses is slow to catch up. Reality does not lead your inner state. It follows it. What you feel deeply and consistently becomes the blueprint for your physical world. The feeling creates the fact, not thought alone, not words alone, but feeling, the rich, vivid, undeniable experience within. And so you must create that feeling deliberately. Begin with a scene that implies the wish is fulfilled. It need not be grand. Perhaps it's the feeling of handing your mother a gift she never thought she'd receive. Perhaps it's the call you make to a loved one, telling them, "We did it." Perhaps it's the silence, the stillness, the breath you exhale, knowing everything is changed. Whatever it is, enter it with your full self. Let it wash over you. Let it become more real than the world outside. Practice it until it no longer feels like imagination, but memory. Because once it feels natural, once you are no longer trying to convince yourself, you have succeeded. The lottery is not just a prize. It is a state of being. And states are chosen. When you assume the state of wealth without doubt or strain, life reconfigures itself to mirror that state. Circumstances bend. Opportunities appear. Numbers align, not by accident, but by command. This is the truth most overlooked. They chase without transforming, they ask without feeling. But you know now, the inner act is the real act. And when you feel as though it is already done, it becomes impossible for it not to be. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. And watch how the unseen responds to your certainty. Detach from the how, for that is not your domain. Your only task is to see and feel the end, clearly, consistently, and completely. The method by which it arrives is not yours to dictate, nor is it necessary to understand. The moment you become obsessed with the how, you step out of the state of the wish fulfilled and into the state of doubt and delay. You begin to measure, analyze, and worry, and in doing so, you affirm its absence instead of its presence. The greatest illusion of control is the need to figure it all out. But you are not the orchestrator of events. You are the dreamer. And the dreamer must stay focused on the dream. When you plant a seed in the soil, you do not dig it up daily to check on its progress. You trust the unseen processes beneath the surface. You water, you wait, and you allow. So too must you treat your desires. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence that responds to your inner state. It moves in ways you cannot anticipate. It rearranges people, situations, and timing with a precision beyond human comprehension. And it does so with ease, but only when you step back and allow it to operate freely. By fixating on the how, you choke the flow of manifestation. You declare with your focus, I don't trust this to unfold unless I understand every step. And that very declaration delays the result. You cannot stand in the state of the wish fulfilled and worry about how it will come. The two are incompatible. If it is done, then it is done. And if it is done, you are not concerned with the path, only the arrival. The power lies in occupying the end, in living as though it has already been received. Imagine the person who has already won the lottery. Do they question how it happened? Do they sit and break down the statistical sequence or the logic of it? No. They feel relief, joy, gratitude. Their mind no longer dwells on how, it celebrates the reality. And so must you. Your imagination is not a place for planning, it is a place for creation. When you dwell in the feeling that it is already yours, you invite the invisible mechanisms of reality to do their work. You open the door to synchronicity, to divine timing, to effortless alignment, and all of it comes not because you forced it, but because you trusted it. Let go of timelines, let go of strategies, let go of the belief that you must be the architect of every detail. You are the author of the end, and the end will take care of the means. The moment you truly accept this, peace enters. You no longer wake up wondering when or how. You walk in confidence because you know that the seed has been planted and harvest is inevitable. This is not about passivity. It is about surrender. Surrender is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. It is declaring, I have done my part, and now I rest in the assurance that what is mine is making its way to me. That kind of rest is power. That kind of faith is magnetic. Detach from the how. Release your grip on the process. Your certainty in the outcome is what matters. Your clarity, your imagination, your emotional alignment, that is the real work. Everything else is secondary. When you let go of the how, you invite miracles. You allow the impossible. You free yourself from limitation. And most importantly, you live in the truth that what you desire already exists and the path to it is unfolding perfectly, silently, and without your interference. Repetition imprints reality. This is not merely a phrase, it is a law of mind. Whatever image you consistently return to, whatever feeling you habitually embrace, becomes the dominant tone of your being. And what becomes dominant within must express itself without. The scene you hold most often in your imagination will form the foundation of your experience. So if you truly wish to win the lottery, you must make the scene of your victory the most familiar and natural thing in your inner world. One vivid scene, repeated until it becomes second nature, is more powerful than 1,000 scattered thoughts. It is not about how many affirmations you say or how long you visualize. It is about how deeply and consistently you dwell in the feeling that it is done. Repetition is what persuades your subconscious mind that this is your truth now, and once accepted, your subconscious will do whatever is necessary to fulfill it. Your inner world cannot hold opposing states indefinitely. One will become dominant. Either you feed the vision of winning until it becomes effortless to believe, or you allow doubt to dominate and keep you tied to your current circumstances. The choice is always yours. But understand this, your outer world is nothing but a mirror reflecting the sum total of your inner assumptions. Repetition is not meant to be a chore, it is meant to be a joy. Think of the way you naturally return to daydreams that excite you, how you revisit conversations, replay victories, and imagine ideal outcomes. You already know how to repeat a scene. You've been doing it your whole life. The only difference now is intentionality. Now you choose the scene you wish to make real. Imagine the moment you discover your numbers have won. Picture the joy, the disbelief, the sudden realization that your life is forever changed. See it, hear it, feel it, then do it again and again. Let it become so familiar that it no longer feels like fantasy, it feels like memory. That is when the subconscious begins to accept it as your new identity. The world will try to convince you that nothing has changed. The numbers won't shift, the money won't arrive overnight, and yet, within you, a deeper truth is being etched into place. The more you repeat the vision, the more it becomes who you are. And who you are always finds its way into your outer world. You don't have to strain, you don't have to force. You simply have to return again and again to the same inner scene with the same feeling. Repetition is not about working harder, it is about working more faithfully. Every time you enter the scene of your fulfilled desire, you are leaving behind the old version of yourself and stepping into the new. It is a silent transformation, but it is unstoppable. Repetition carves a groove in the mind, and your life follows that groove. You become what you consistently feel yourself to be, not by chance, but by design. So repeat your scene, not as a test, not as a trick, but as a declaration of truth. Keep returning to it until it returns to you. The scene you revisit the most becomes your home. Let that home be wealth, joy, and victory. Let that scene be your truth. And let repetition do what it always does. Make it real. Gratitude before manifestation is not a performance. It is a powerful declaration of faith. It is saying to the unseen, I know this is already mine. It is the invisible handshake with the reality you have claimed. When you express deep and genuine gratitude for something that has not yet appeared in the physical world, you confirm your belief in the unseen and align yourself with the version of you who already has it. It's not something you reserve for after the manifestation. That is common. That is reaction. But you are not here to react. You are here to create. And the creator does not wait to see it before they believe it. They believe it and then they see it. Gratitude is your bridge. It is how you dwell in the end before it comes. It is how you hold the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live as if it is done. The moment you say thank you and feel the fullness of that thanks, you step out of waiting and into receiving. Waiting implies doubt. Gratitude implies trust. You cannot be deeply grateful for something you don't believe is coming. So when you feel thankful now for what has not yet arrived, you are telling your subconscious that it has arrived. And your subconscious will move heaven and earth to make it so. You do not wait for the lottery numbers to be drawn before you feel grateful. You do not wait for the bank account to update before you feel abundance. You go within and you feel the gratitude now, because within is the only place manifestation begins. You close your eyes and see the scene of your win. Your heart races, your breath catches, and you whisper thank you. Not to anyone in particular, not as a plea or a bargain, but because you already feel the joy of it. Gratitude changes your vibration. It lifts you from the state of wanting into the state of having. It takes you from longing to living. In that elevated state, you no longer repel your desire with fear or disbelief. You welcome it. Gratitude unlocks the door and keeps it open. It tells the universe that you are ready, that you trust, that you are aligned. Gratitude softens the noise of impatience. When you are truly grateful, you are not checking the clock. You are not asking, where is it? You are too busy living in the beauty of the moment to worry about its arrival. That state of ease is magnetic. It draws your desire to you like a current pulling the tide. And it is not about pretending. You do not fake gratitude. You find something real to feel it for, and then you expand that feeling. Maybe you're grateful for the way the vision makes you feel, for the possibility that it reveals, for the peace that comes when you know that everything is working in your favor. You let that feeling grow until it fills the space of your mind, and then you tie it to your desire, until the win and the thanks are inseparable. Practice this often. Before you sleep, say thank you. When you wake, say thank you. When doubt arises, say thank you. Let that be your answer to all things. It will anchor you in the truth of what's to come. It will remind you that your manifestation is not a question, it is a certainty. Attitude. Before manifestation is the posture of the fulfilled. It is the state of the master creator. And when you remain in that state, the physical must follow. not because you chased it, but because you welcomed it with open arms and a grateful heart. Say thank you, not because it's polite, but because it's done. Feel it, know it, and let that feeling carry you until the manifestation arrives. And when it does, it will feel like returning home to a place you never truly left. Silence is not emptiness, it is creation in its purest form. In silence, the seed of your desire takes root, safe from the winds of doubt, untouched by the opinions of others. When you hold your vision in sacred secrecy, you are not withholding. It is not fear that keeps you silent, but power. You are nurturing something unseen, something delicate and divine, and the world outside cannot yet understand the magnitude of what is forming within. To speak of your desire too soon is to expose it to minds that may not believe, hearts that may not feel as you do. And in their disbelief, even if unspoken, there is a current that can shake your own certainty. Not because they hold power over you, but because your creation is still tender. A sprout needs time beneath the soil before it can face the sky. You are not hiding your vision, you are honoring it. You are choosing to protect its purity until it is strong enough to stand. You do not need to explain, justify, or convince anyone. That is not your task. Your only responsibility is to dwell within the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to remain in that state regardless of appearance. And in doing so, you guard your inner world from interference. The silence is where the alchemy happens. It is where your imagination weaves reality. It is where the impossible becomes possible. And no one but you needs to witness it. The power is not in what you tell others. The power is in what you tell yourself when no one is watching. And the more sacredly you treat your desire, the more deeply it takes root. Every time you resist the urge to speak of your desire, you strengthen your inner world. You affirm that you do not need validation. You do not need agreement. You are not waiting for the world to believe in your vision. You already do. And that belief, kept pure and undisturbed, is what brings it to life. It is tempting to speak, especially when the vision is exciting, when it feels real, when you want others to see what you see. But remember, most people cannot see beyond their senses. They believe in what is, not in what could be. And so their words, even if well-meaning, can carry doubt. Doubt is subtle. It does not always come as opposition. It comes as concern, as logic, as realism. But none of these belong in the realm of the unseen. None of them help the seed grow. Silence is trust. It is saying, I believe so deeply in this, I don't need to share it to prove it's real. It is a form of reverence. You are building a world within, and until it is fully formed, you let no one in. The silence is the womb. It is where your creation is safe, nourished by your focus, warmed by your feeling. And when the time is right, when the manifestation is visible, there will be no need for explanation. The results will speak for themselves. Then and only then can you share if you choose. But until then, hold your vision close. Guard it with love. Speak to it in quiet moments. Let your imagination be the only audience it needs. You are not alone in the silence. The entire universe moves in stillness. The greatest transformations happen quietly. Seeds do not shout as they grow. Stars are born in silence. And your manifestation is no different. Respect the process. Stay quiet. Stay faithful. And watch as the unseen becomes seen, not through words, but through unfolding. The secret to winning the lottery or manifesting anything you deeply desire is not in the numbers, but in the consciousness. You are not here to chase results. You are here to awaken to the truth that all things begin and end in the imagination. When you dare to assume the feeling of already having it, when you detach from how it will come, when you repeat the scene until it feels like home, when you give thanks before the world gives you proof, and when you keep your vision sacred in silence, you are no longer wishing, you are creating. This is not about luck. This is about law. The inner world is the only reality, and when you change it, the outer must follow. So hold fast to your vision. Trust the unseen. Let go of the need to be understood, and instead understand the power you carry. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are the source. You are the winner, long before the results are drawn. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing. Now go within, life from the end, and let life catch up to your imagination. It's already yours. Knowing it is already done. Just as the seed does not panic in the soil, neither do you panic in the unseen. It is finished. I receive it now, not tomorrow, not next month. Now, because the only time is now, and the only place is within. Say these words while feeling them. That is the only condition. If you speak with doubt, you delay the promise. If you speak with certainty, you collapse time. Do not explain. Do not justify. Do not question. Just declare. These words are keys. They unlock what you call impossible, because the moment you say them with faith, the universe moves. You will see the signs. You will receive the message. You will feel the shift. Not because you hoped, but because you knew. Let no one talk you out of it. Let no appearance distract you. Let no delay deceive you. Say it again. It is already mine. It is finished. I receive it now. And watch. In one day, it will be done. Every word you speak carries a vibration, a pattern, a command. It may seem like a fleeting sound, quickly vanishing into the air, but its impact is eternal. Words are not just sounds you release. They are seeds you sow, and the field they fall upon is the infinite, fertile ground of your subconscious mind. When you speak, you are not merely communicating with others, you are instructing reality. Each word holds within it the blueprint of an outcome. The moment it is spoken, with belief, it is planted in the unseen and begins its silent, inevitable growth. Now consider this. If you speak with frustration, with defeat, with fear, those words do not simply express how you feel. They begin to form the world you will soon inhabit. You are not reporting your experience, you are predicting it. You are not describing the world, you are creating it. Just as a seed contains a tree in potential, so too does a word contain a reality in potential. Say, I'm always broke, and that is the crop that will rise in your life. Say, nothing ever works out for me, and watch life bring forth every event needed to confirm your declaration. Not because life is cruel, but because it is obedient. Because the subconscious mind does not judge what you plant, it simply brings it to life. If you were to shift, if you were to begin to speak, not from the echo of your past, but from the vision of your desire, everything would change. A new harvest would begin. Speak words of love, and love begins to return. Speak words of abundance, and abundance takes root. Speak words of peace, and your world bends toward calm. There's no magic. This is law. And it is always working, whether you are aware of it or not. You are always planting. The question is, what are you planting? You may walk through the garden of your life today and see disappointment, lack, and confusion. But understand this, those are yesterday's seeds made visible. Do not curse the garden for producing what you unknowingly planted. Instead, bless it for revealing what was hidden, and begin again. This time, with intention. When a farmer sows seed, he does not do so randomly. He selects the seed carefully, knowing that what he puts in the ground will determine what comes out. He tends the soil, waters it daily, and protects it from harm. He never doubts that the seed will grow. He does not dig it up to check. He trusts the process. He knows the harvest must come because he has planted in faith. So must you treat your words. Choose them with care, speak them with conviction, repeat them with joy, and protect them from the weeds of doubt and fear. Every time you say, I am powerful, you water a seed of strength. Every time you say, I am blessed, you nourish a future filled with divine alignment. Every time you say, things always work in my favor, you are laying the bricks of a reality that must rise to match your declaration. It does not matter what the outer world looks like. The soil does not care if the sun is shining or the clouds are overhead. The soil only responds to what has been planted. So too does your life respond to what you consistently say. Speak as if your words are sacred tools, because they are. Speak as though the universe is listening, because it is. Speak not from your history, but from your vision, because the past cannot produce anything new, but your words can. You are your life is the field, and your words are the seeds. Be intentional, be aware, and most of all, believe. Because once spoken with faith, your words must become flesh. There is a secret embedded in creation, one that the world often overlooks. Words alone are not enough. Words are the seed, but feeling is the fertile soil in which the seed must fall. Without feeling, your words are like seeds thrown on concrete. They may be powerful in potential, but they cannot take root. They cannot grow. They cannot become. To speak without emotion is to recite, to repeat, to echo, but not to create. The true creative power lies not just in what you say, but in how deeply you feel it as true. You must embody the energy of your words. You must live inside them emotionally before you ever see them physically. The universe does not respond to empty phrases. It responds to the energy behind those phrases. When you declare, I am wealthy but feel poor, the energy contradicts the language. When you say, I am loved but feel lonely, your subconscious is confused, divided, and it is the feeling that always wins. The subconscious does not respond to surface words. It responds to your inner state. That is the language of the infinite. When you speak as if something is already done, and you feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of that truth, something shifts. The outer world may not yet reflect the change, but inside you, a seed has been planted in rich, living soil. And that feeling, that inner movement, is the sign that manifestation is already underway. It is not about pretending, it is about assuming. You assume the state of the wish fulfilled. You speak not from hope or desire, but from fulfillment. You say, thank you, not because you are wishing to receive, but because you know you already have. Gratitude is the feeling of having. And the moment you truly feel you have, you activate the law of creation. This is why some people repeat affirmations for months with no result. They say the right words but feel lack. They speak about abundance but carry fear. They affirm love but feel unworthy. And so the words remain lifeless, like seeds stored in a drawer, never touching the soil of belief. But when you begin to speak with emotion, when your voice carries the vibration of truth, your words are no longer weak. They become alive. They move mountains. They dissolve resistance. They begin attracting to you the people, situations, and events that match the feeling you now embody. This is why conviction matters. Conviction is not loudness or force. It is inner certainty. When you declare something with the knowing that it already is, life must rearrange itself to reflect that knowing. What you feel deeply and consistently becomes impressed upon the subconscious mind, and the subconscious governs everything. It does not argue. It does not reason. It accepts. So, if you wish to change your life, change how you feel when you speak. Don't just say, "I am healthy." Feel the strength in your body as you say it. Don't just say, "I am successful." Feel the calm satisfaction of having already achieved it. Don't just say, "I am free." Feel the lightness, the joy, the ease. The stronger the feeling, the faster the manifestation. Feeling is not secondary, it is central. It is the life force behind your word. It is the divine spark that causes the invisible to become visible. So, the next time you speak, pause for a moment, breathe, close your eyes if you must, and feel it. Let the words rise from the core of your being, not just your lips. Speak not from emptiness, but from fullness, from the deep inner place where what you desire is already real. When you do this, when word and feeling become one, you become unstoppable. Because then and only then do your words take root. And once they do, they grow with divine speed. The only time that truly exists is now. The past is memory. The future is imagination. Yet most people speak and think as if they live in some distant one day, and so their desires remain trapped in that illusion of delay. The creative power of the mind does not operate in the future. It operates in the now. That is why present tense thinking and speaking is not just important, it is everything. When you say, "I will have," you have already pushed your desire out of reach. I will be successful. I will find love. I will be healed. These statements sound positive, but they are declarations of absence. You are confirming that right now you do not have, you do not experience, and you are still waiting. And as long as you wait, you delay, because your subconscious mind does not understand the future. It only responds to what is felt and believed in this moment. To say, "I now have," is to pull the future into the present. It is to embody the end result. You are no longer hoping, wishing, or waiting, you are claiming. And what you claim as yours, with inner conviction, must begin to take form. This is the power of speaking in the present tense. It is not just grammar, it is creation. Your words shape your internal reality, and your internal reality molds the outer world. When you consistently say, "I am," rather than "I will be," you tell your subconscious, "This is who I am now," and the subconscious must act accordingly. It begins shifting your perceptions, your behaviors, your energy, and even the people and situations around you, all to align with what you have accepted as true in the present. You see, to manifest is to occupy a state of being. It's not about chasing after things, it's about assuming you already are the person who has them. That is the secret. You don't become wealthy by saying, "I will be rich someday." You become wealthy by saying, "I am rich now," and feeling the reality of that will so deeply that your entire being conforms to it, brings it home. The more often you speak from the place of the fulfilled desire, the more naturally your life reorganizes to mirror that inner conviction. You become the cause, not the effect, the creator, not the victim, the origin, not the outcome. So let go of soon, let go of one day, let go of I hope to. These are the language of delay. Instead, speak in the now, live in the now, declare it now, because now is all you have, and it's also all you need. The present moment is where creation happens. It is the point of power. And the more fully you stand in it, the faster your desires become real. Because once you believe it is already done, the world has no choice but to catch up. The mind is shaped not by what you hear once, but by what you hear repeatedly. Repetition is the chisel that carves new identity into the subconscious. It is not simply the act of saying something over and over. It is the consistent return to a chosen truth until it is no longer questioned. And once that truth takes root, reality begins to obey it. What you repeat becomes impressed. Just as water shapes rock through continual flow, your words shape the landscape of your inner world through continual declaration. The subconscious mind is always listening, always receiving, and always accepting what is said with emotion and persistence. It does not argue. It does not reason. It simply says yes to whatever is repeated with feeling. If you repeat lack, lack becomes your experience. If you repeat fear, fear begins to govern your world. But if you repeat love, abundance, success, wholeness, those states begin to dominate. Not because you force them into existence, but because you impress them deeply enough that the subconscious began to express them effortlessly. You see, the first time you say, I am powerful, your conscious mind may resist. You may feel like you're lying. You may feel doubt or conflict. But if you say it again and again and again, while breathing, while relaxing, while imagining it as true, the resistance begins to dissolve. The statement becomes less foreign, less strange, and eventually it begins to feel natural. That shift, that sacred moment when the affirmation no longer feels like a wish, but like a fact, is the moment manifestation begins. This is why you must be persistent, not frantic, not forceful, but faithful, steady, calm, like a sculptor returning each day to the same block of marble, trusting that each touch reveals more of the form within. Every repetition is a movement deeper. Every word spoken again is a step closer to embodiment. Do not be discouraged if nothing appears to happen at first. Repetition works beneath the surface. You are rewiring pathways, shifting patterns, building a new self-concept. And once your subconscious accepts a new truth, life adjusts to fit it. Not by magic, but by law. The law of consciousness, the law of assumption, the law of identity. And this is the sacred reason repetition matters, because your outer life cannot exceed the boundaries of your inner belief. You cannot live above the truth you hold inside. So if you wish to rise, you must elevate what you repeat. Speak only what you want to see. Declare only what you choose to become. And do it again and again until you no longer need to remind yourself, because it will have become who you are. The mind learns by rhythm, the body responds to pattern, the spirit awakens through remembrance. So remember who you are daily. Return to your truth hourly. Whisper it in silence, declare it in stillness, speak it before sleep, affirm it upon waking, and do not grow weary, for the harvest is certain. You are reprogramming the most powerful creative force in existence, your imagination, your belief, your identity. Do not underestimate the quiet power of repetition. It has built empires. It has changed lives. It has transformed ordinary minds into channels of the divine. One thought, returned to consistently, can rebuild a lifetime. One phrase, spoken with conviction each day, can shift the course of your destiny. So speak what you choose to be, and keep speaking it until the world has no choice but to echo your inner truth. Because what you repeat becomes impressed, and what is impressed must be expressed. The greatest battle is not with the world outside of you. It is with the story you keep telling yourself, the one you repeat in your mind, in your conversations, in your inner dialogue. That story becomes your life. And if you want to change your life, you must silence the old and boldly declare the new. Stop rehearsing the old story. Stop justifying your limitations, explaining your pain, or repeating what went wrong. Every time you speak of what hurt you, what failed, what they did, what you lost, or why it's difficult, you breathe new life into a reality you are trying to leave behind. The old story cannot go if you keep inviting it. Let it be silent. Not because it didn't happen, but because it no longer defines you. You do not grow by analyzing what went wrong. You grow by announcing what is now right. You do not heal by circling the wound. You heal by imagining the wholeness. The more you entertain the old identity, the more you remain bound by it. So stop giving it your voice. Stop explaining it. Stop defending it. Silence it. And then declare the new. Declare it not as a hope, not as a wish, but as an unshakable truth. Speak it as though it were already real. Say, I am chosen. Say, I am successful. Say, I walk in abundance. Speak it with no hesitation, no apology, no explanation. You are not here to argue with the facts of the old life. You are here to create the truth of the new one. And truth, when spoken with authority, rearranges reality. Do not argue with your current conditions. They are not permanent. They are only echoes of your previous beliefs. Do not plead with them. Do not resist them. Acknowledge them if you must, but then rise above them. Speak as if the new world is already here, because in the realm of consciousness, it is. You must learn to speak as the person you are becoming, not as the one you have been. This is not pretending, it is creating. The power is not in what you see, but in what you declare. Every word you speak is a mold into which life must pour itself. So choose your words as if they are law, because they are. Your word is law in your world. You are not a reporter of life. You are not here to describe what is. You are here to decide what will be. The moment you stop repeating the old narrative and begin to claim the new one, your mind begins to shift. Your body begins to respond, and the world begins to align. You do not have to explain how it will happen. You only have to believe that it is. Your authority comes from your imagination. Your power lies in your ability to feel the unseen and speak it as reality. This is how mountains move. This is how timelines shift. This is how the impossible becomes the inevitable. So silence the old, let it fall away without a fight. You owe no loyalty to the version of yourself that was surviving. You are not here to maintain the familiar. You are here to manifest the divine. Declare what is true for you now. Declare it daily. Declare it boldly. Declare it until the world forgets the old you ever existed. There is only one voice that must be heard. Yours. The voice that does not tremble, that does not beg, that does not delay. The voice that commands, that claims, that creates. That voice is yours. And when you speak the new story, when you hold it like a sword in the face of doubt, when you refuse to retreat into what was, everything begins to change. Not someday, but now. Because nothing is more powerful than a mind that has decided. The old is over, and the new is already here. There are words that do more than inspire, words that do more than comfort. There are words that carry creative authority, powerful phrases that, when spoken with certainty, reconfigure the unseen world to reflect your inner command. These are not idle affirmations. They are not mere hopeful phrases. They are spiritual decrees, spoken not to beg, but to create. When you speak these words with belief, with presence, with the full weight of your inner conviction, they do not float aimlessly into the void. They land, they take root, and they go to work, unseen, rearranging the conditions of your life in silence and in speed. These words act like spiritual blueprints. What you declare with authority, the invisible world begins to build. You must understand that the universe does not respond to your pleas. It responds to your assumptions. It does not obey fear or indecision. It obeys inner authority. That authority is not granted by anyone outside of you. It comes from within, and it is activated through your voice, through what you say and how you say it. There are phrases that ignite change immediately when spoken with faith. Phrases like, "It is done," "I now have," "I am." These are not simple statements, they are doorways. Each time you speak them with feeling, you step into a new identity. And when your identity shifts, everything around you must follow. The world always mirrors the state you live from, not the one you wish for, but the one you claim. When you say, "It is done," you are not hoping, "It will be done." You are not doubting, "It might be done." You are commanding, "It is done." This is the language of creation. It leaves no room for hesitation, no space for the old story to linger. It declares the end from the beginning, and it trusts that life will rise to meet the declaration. Words are not weak. Words are not just sounds in the air. They are vibrations that match the frequency of what you call into being. If you say, "I am loved," the universe must deliver experiences that reflect love. If you say, "I am successful," even when the outer world looks barren, life begins working behind the curtain to fulfill that inner command. The truth is, most people are speaking words that disempower them. They say, "I can't," "I don't know how," "maybe one day." These are not just statements, they are creative orders. Spoken often enough, they become law in the world of the speaker. So if you are going to use your voice, and you always are, use it to build what you want. Train yourself to speak with deliberate power. Do not allow casual language to sabotage your vision. Speak as a master. Speak as a creator. Declare your day before it begins. Declare your abundance before you see it. Declare your healing before it manifests. These are not lies, they are acts of faith. And faith is the evidence of things not seen. The most powerful words are not spoken with force. They are spoken with knowing, with peace. with stillness. You do not need to shout. You do not need to convince anyone. When you know it within, your words carry that silent certainty, and the world obeys certainty. So speak only what you wish to see. Speak it often, speak it boldly, speak it quietly if you must, but speak it with belief. And then let go of the how. Let the words do their work. Let them echo into the unseen. Gather what you have called for and return it to you in divine timing. Not because you hoped, but because you knew. There are words that create. Find them, live them, speak them, and watch as your world bends to meet the reality your voice has claimed. When you begin to understand the true power of your world, you will no longer speak carelessly. You will no longer speak from fear, from doubt, or from lack. You will speak with clarity, with faith, and with knowing. Every word you utter becomes a thread in the fabric of your future. Every phrase you declare becomes a seed that grows into form. You have been given the power to create, not by force, but by focus, not by striving, but by speaking. Say only what you desire to see. Feel it is done. Speak it in the present. Repeat it until it becomes your truth. Silence the old story and declare the new. And above all, remember, the words you speak with belief are not hopes. They are laws to the unseen. Now go. Speak as the one who knows it is already theirs. Because it is. Thank you. I have learned that if I want to shift anything in my world, I must first shift myself, not with effort or strain, but with the quiet power of gratitude. Gratitude is not something I give only when things go well. It is the doorway. It is the beginning. It is the secret language of creation itself. I do not wait until the thing appears to feel thankful. That would be foolish. I feel grateful now, because to feel grateful now is to know it is already done. It is already mine. The moment I can feel the emotion of thank you in my heart before the facts confirm it, I am no longer a seeker. I am a possessor. I close my eyes and imagine the end fulfilled. I hear the words I long to hear. I see the scene as it would be were it true. That I do not stop there. I whisper within, thank you. Not with force, not with repetition, but with knowing. Gratitude becomes my home, my natural response to an unseen gift that I already accept as mine. I carry it throughout the day, not to get something, but because I already have it. My gratitude is not a plea, it is a celebration, a song of certainty. When doubt comes knocking, as it sometimes will, I do not argue with it. I return to the feeling. I return to the silence. I return to gratitude, that sacred inner place where all things are already complete. And as I dwell there, the world begins to shift, not by my effort, but by law. Everything I have ever received, every breakthrough, every answered desire, has arrived through this quiet inner thank you. Because when I live in gratitude, I no longer chase, I no longer strive. I remember, I already am what I desire. I already have it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude must never be reserved only for those moments when things appear to be going well. It must not be conditional, reactive, or dependent on outer evidence. True gratitude is not a fleeting emotion, but a permanent dwelling place of the soul. It is not something to be summoned when circumstances are ideal. It is the way we must learn to be, and especially when nothing yet appears to have changed. You see, most people misunderstand gratitude. They think it belongs only after the blessing, after the money arrives, after the healing is confirmed, after the person calls. But this is gratitude as the world teaches it, and that kind of gratitude holds no creative power. It is a shadow, a reflection, a reaction. But creation is not born in reaction. Creation is born in stillness, in faith, in knowing, in the invisible realm within. To dwell in gratitude is to move into the state of the wish fulfilled. It is to walk as if the very thing you desire has already made its home in your life. When I say gratitude must be a dwelling place, I mean that your inner world must become so saturated with the feeling of thank you that it becomes your atmosphere, your language, your breath. You wake in it, you walk in it, and you sleep in it. NBA specialize in gratitude. In the A, gratitude is the thing, not because you see the thing with your physical eyes, but because you have already accepted it in consciousness. This is the great key. Gratitude does not follow the manifestation. It precedes it. It is not the result of things going your way. It is the cause. Gratitude is the evidence of belief. When I feel truly grateful for something that has not yet shown up in my life, I am giving myself the clearest proof that I believe it already exists in some unseen dimension, and that I am simply aligning with it. So, and this is not blind hope, it is not pretending, it is deeper than that. It is the sacred agreement between you and the unseen that says, I trust you. I believe that what I have asked for I have already received. I may not see it yet, but I feel it. I may not touch it yet, but I know it's mine. Gratitude in this form is a declaration of possession, a silent yes to the fulfilled desire. I no longer wait for the outer world to give me a reason to feel thankful. I choose gratitude as my state of being, because I know the world is only a mirror, and a mirror reflects what is already happening within me. If I feel grateful now, the mirror will echo that feeling. The people, the events, the opportunities, they will come, not because I begged or chased, but because I align myself with the feeling of already having. This practice of inner gratitude is not always easy, especially when appearances seem to scream the opposite. But that is the test, not of the outer world, but of your inner conviction. Can you give thanks in the face of delay? Can you be grateful when it looks like nothing is moving? Because if you can, you will see the power unfold. Every time you return to the feeling of thank you, you return to power. Every time you whisper gratitude for what you cannot yet see, you are moving mountains in the unseen. You are choosing to live not by sight, but by inner knowing. You are saying, I no longer need evidence. Our gratitude, when it becomes your dwelling place, no longer asks when, it knows. It no longer wonders how, it trusts. It does not live in lack or hope or delay. It lives in the finished state. It breathes the air of completion. And from that place, everything else must rearrange to match the truth you have already accepted within. So live in gratitude, not as a response to life, but as the cause of it. And watch as the unseen becomes seen, the imagined becomes fact, and the whispered thank you becomes the thunder of manifestation. When you say thank you, you are not simply uttering words. You are declaring ownership. You are stating without hesitation that what you desire is already yours. Gratitude, when it is felt with authenticity and depth, carries with it a profound implication, that there is no gap between you and the thing desired. The world may tell you to be grateful after the thing has appeared, but true creative power lies in being grateful before it arrives, because in truth, it already has. This is not a trick of the mind. It is not a tactic to manipulate the universe. It is a shift in awareness, a knowing that what you have imagined exists now in a higher dimension of reality. And gratitude is your way of claiming it. You do not say thank you for something you do not believe you will receive. That would be hollow. That would be pretending. Oh, you say thank you because you have already received it. Because in your imagination, in your feeling, in your inner world, you already hold it in your hands. Gratitude, when rightly used, is not an emotional reaction. It is a spiritual confirmation. It is your soul saying it is done. You may not see it with your physical eyes. You may not have touched it with your hands. But in your consciousness, it is as real as the air you breathe. And because you know this, you give thanks. Not because you're begging or wishing, but because you know. To feel grateful is to speak the language of the fulfilled desire. You do not thank someone for a gift they haven't given you yet. You thank them when the gift has been placed in your hands. So why would you thank life, the divine, the unseen forces of creation for something you hope might come one day? You wouldn't unless you had already moved into possession within. Gratitude, therefore, is the signal to the world that you are no longer in the state of wanting. You have shifted into the state of having. This is the secret that transforms desire into manifestation. It is not effort, it is not action, it is not struggle. It is the quiet power of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And when you do this, when you dwell in the state of already having, gratitude flows from you naturally. It is not forced. It is not mechanical. It becomes as effortless as breathing. You are not trying to make something happen. You are simply giving thanks. This is why those who live in true gratitude walk with a quiet confidence. They do not chase. They do not plead. They do not worry. They know that what they have claimed in consciousness must appear. For the outer world is only ever reflecting the inner state. And the inner state of gratitude is one of completion, not lack. It is the state of I have, not I hope. Whenever you feel doubt, return to gratitude, not as a technique, but as a truth. Whisper thank you, not to change your situation, but because deep within, you know your situation is already changing. You know that you have entered the state where your desire is not a future event, it is a present reality in another form. And that knowing is enough to give thanks. This is the way I live now. I no longer wait for the world to give me permission to feel blessed. I no longer let appearances dictate my emotions. I wake up with gratitude not because life has handed me everything I asked for in physical form, but because I already hold it in consciousness. I walk through the day giving thanks, not for what is coming, but for what already is. Because I have discovered the truth. When I feel grateful, I am no longer seeking, I am receiving. And from that moment on, all things must come to me. Imagination alone is powerful. Gratitude alone is divine. But when the two are wedded, when imagination and gratitude are fused into one living, breathing experience, you unlock the secret to effortless manifestation. Imagination creates the scene, the image, the experience. Gratitude charges it with life, with belief, with acceptance. One constructs the vision, the other claims it is already done. Together they bring the unseen into form. Most people imagine their desires with a sense of distance. They see what they want, but only as something to be obtained someday. Their imagination becomes a dream machine, not a birthing chamber. The key difference is this: when you feel gratitude during your imaginal acts, you are no longer a seeker. You become the one who has. You shift from desire to fulfillment. The act is no longer incomplete. It is finished. To imagine without gratitude is like drawing blueprints and never building the house. The structure may be beautiful in theory, but it lacks substance. Gratitude is the builder. It is the energy that constructs your inner vision into outer form. When you give thanks within the imaginal act, you are saying, I accept this as real. I accept this as mine. I accept this now. That feeling of deep, natural gratitude is the evidence that you have moved into the state of the wish fulfilled. To continue accepting is to accept that you have moved into the state of the wish fulfilled. Imagination allows you to see beyond appearances. Gratitude makes what you see real in your emotional body. And that is where the change begins, not in the physical world, but in your feeling. The feeling is the secret key that tells the subconscious, this is not a fantasy. This is truth. And what the subconscious accepts as truth, the outer world will eventually reflect. When you sit quietly and imagine your desire fulfilled, do not simply see it, feel it. Do not be a spectator, enter the scene. See through your own eyes. Touch what you would touch. Hear the words of congratulations, the sounds of success. But above all, feel thankful. Let your heart swell with appreciation, as if the thing you once longed for has already happened, and you are now living in the result. That thanksgiving is not make-believe. It is not a game. It is the highest form of prayer. There is a sacred silence in those moments when imagination and gratitude merge. Time dissolves, doubt disappears. You are no longer trying, you are simply being, and from that being, all things arise. You no longer wonder when it will happen or how. You simply rest in the knowing that it already has. That knowing is born out of gratitude. That assurance is anchored by feeling. I no longer imagine just to entertain a better future. I imagine to enter that future now. And I take gratitude with me. I let it fill the room, the atmosphere, the breath of every imagined moment. I let it wrap itself around every scene. Because I understand now, without gratitude, imagination is a hope. But with gratitude, imagination becomes a claim, a declaration, a possession. So when you imagine tonight, when you close your eyes and see the life you desire, do not open them again until you have felt the joy, the relief, the peace, the thank you that says, this is done. Hold that feeling, let it linger, let it soak into your being until you forget it was just imagination. Because the moment you feel that it is real within, it must become real without. Imagination shows you the world as it can be. Gratitude tells you it already is. And when the two are joined, the world must obey. You do not beg for blessings. You do not chase results. You go within, you see clearly, and you give thanks. And in that quiet union of vision and gratitude, you become the master of your reality. When you begin to live in the frequency of thankfulness, something astonishing happens. You stop noticing what's missing. You stop focusing on what's wrong. Your attention is no longer rooted in lack. And that subtle but profound shift allows life to pour itself into your world. You become a magnet for the things your heart once yearned for, not because you begged, not because you tried harder, but because you finally become available to receive. Gratitude makes you receptive, not passive but open. Open to miracles, to abundance, to ease. In the absence of gratitude, we resist, we block, we tense up, thinking we must control every outcome. But when you are grateful, truly grateful, you surrender, you trust, you breathe in the present moment as enough, and in that state, all that you once chased begins to find its way to you. You no longer live in the question of how, you live in the answer of yes. And this is the secret. You are not manifesting things, you are manifesting states. The outer objects are simply reflections of the inner atmosphere. So when your inner world is flooded with gratitude, your outer world must conform. It cannot remain the same. It must reflect the peace, the fullness, the joy you are now broadcasting. Life listens to how you feel far more than what you say. And gratitude is the clearest statement of faith you can make. So let it be more than a morning ritual. Let it be more than a list you write. Let it become your state of being. Wake up grateful not for what you see, but for what you know is on the way. Go to sleep giving thanks not for the world as it appears, but for the unseen world that is already shifting in your favor. Let your thankfulness become so natural that even the air you breathe feels like a blessing. You don't need to understand the mechanics. You don't need to control the process. Just stay aligned, stay thankful, stay inwardly rich. Gratitude aligns you not only with your desires, but with your true self. The version of you who already has, already is, already knows. And when you live in that version of yourself, life has no choice but to catch up. Persistent gratitude is more than a habit. It becomes your inner language, your unspoken dialogue with the unseen realm. Every thought you think, every silent whisper that runs through your mind is part of a greater conversation. Most people allow these inner conversations to be filled with doubt, fear, and rehearsed disappointment. But when gratitude is sustained, when it becomes your constant companion, it gently begins to rewrite every word spoken within. No longer do you question, will it happen? You begin to hear the answer before the question. It is done. This is not forced optimism. It is not pretending that everything is perfect. Persistent gratitude is a shift in identity. You are no longer the one who waits, you are the one who already received. And the mind, which is always listening to itself, takes note. The internal chatter starts to align. The stories you used to tell yourself about delay, rejection, and lack lose their grip. Gratitude changes the tone, the rhythm, the energy of your self-talk. It may feel unnatural. You may still catch yourself rehearsing the old fears, the same loops of what if it never happens. But if you gently return again and again to the feeling of gratitude, not for what you see, but for what you know, you begin to change the atmosphere within. You no longer resist your desire, you no longer fight for it. You live as though the answer has already been given. Gratitude becomes your response to the unseen promise. Every time you say thank you in silence, every time you whisper, I'm so grateful this is mine, without any outer proof, you reinforce the truth within. You confirm to your subconscious that the desire has already materialized. The subconscious does not need evidence. It responds to feeling, it responds to repetition, and persistent gratitude plants the seed of fulfillment again and again, until one day the inner becomes more real than the outer. When that day comes, the world rearranges itself to match. This is not about trying to convince yourself. It is about living in a state of such deep thankfulness, that doubt no longer has a voice. You wake up thankful, not because your desire has arrived in form, but because you are already living with it in consciousness. You carry that feeling with you throughout the day. You answer fear with gratitude. You answer delay with certainty. And you answer confusion with calm thanksgiving. Your inner world becomes quiet, still, and full. It is in this quiet that creation takes place. Not in the noise, not in the mental effort, but in the silence filled with assurance. Gratitude speaks to the unseen like a lover's whisper. I know you are here. I know you are mine. Thank you. And in that sacred exchange, you become a participant in divine creation. You no longer beg, plead, or push. You receive. Even when nothing appears to be changing, even when the world seems unmoved, keep going. Keep thanking. Keep blessing. Keep holding the inner conversation that speaks as one who already has. This is the secret to enduring faith. Not effort, but surrender. Not proof, but trust. Not waiting, but receiving in consciousness. Gratitude is not merely an emotion, it is a declaration. It is the language of the fulfilled. It tells the unseen, you can rest now, I believe. It tells the subconscious, this is who I am. It tells the outer world, I am already whole. Let gratitude be the final word in your thoughts before sleep. Let it be the background music of your imagination. Let it soften your doubts and open your heart. Because when persistent gratitude becomes your inner conversation, your life begins to mirror that truth. Not someday, but now. Gratitude is not simply a nicety or a moral virtue. It is a spiritual weapon, a powerful tool that dissolves doubt the moment it is sincerely felt. You cannot be in a state of true gratitude and simultaneously be consumed by uncertainty. They do not live in the same space. Gratitude is the language of assurance, a quiet but unwavering declaration that says, I know it's already mine. It may not yet be in your hand, but it is already in your heart. And that, in the realm of creation, is enough. Doubt is the voice of separation. It is the internal echo that says, maybe not. What if it doesn't work out? Or, I'm not sure I'm worthy. But gratitude has no room for such noise. Gratitude arises from union. Union with your desire. Union with the unseen. Union with the infinite source. When you are thankful, not as a reaction, but as a state of being, you silence the inner conflict. You silence the how and the when, because you already live in the yes. This is why gratitude is not merely an after effect, it is a cause. It is a spiritual position, a deliberate shift into faith. And when you enter this state, even quietly and without fanfare, you become magnetic to your own destiny. Gratitude doesn't require shouting or striving. It carries within it a confidence so deep. It doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to prove itself. It simply is. And in this isness, this present, settled joy, everything begins to change. Most people try to kill their doubt by fighting it, by reasoning with it, by chasing more evidence. But you do not kill darkness by analyzing it. You remove it by turning on the light. Gratitude is that light. It fills the space where fear once lived. It does not argue with the doubt, it simply replaces it. Like the rising sun, it doesn't push away the night, it makes it irrelevant. When you give thanks for what you have already received in consciousness, you affirm the reality, the unseen. You become a participant in creation, not a beggar outside its gates. You stand in the feeling of fulfillment, and doubt has no choice but to fade. Why? because the mind cannot occupy two opposing states at once. You cannot believe and disbelieve in the same breath. So the one you feed, the one you dwell in, becomes your truth, and gratitude feeds belief. Gratitude also softens the heart. It takes you out of mental effort and into emotional certainty. It invites you to rest, not because the journey is over, but because you've already arrived internally. And once you've arrived within, the outer world will follow. It always does. It must. The law is unbreakable. As within, so without. This is why you must train yourself to return to gratitude, especially when doubt begins to whisper again. You must learn to interrupt the pattern, not with resistance, but with thankfulness. Even a quiet thank you, said in the middle of fear, is enough to begin the shift. Even a soft breath of appreciation for what's to come realigns you with the truth of your being. You may not see results instantly, but you will feel the peace. And that peace is the signal, the sign that you have returned to the center of power. From that center, all things are possible. From that center, all things are already done. Gratitude is the evidence of faith. It is the proof that you believe even before you see. And this kind of belief, the one that rejoices without condition, is the belief that transforms reality. Not with force, but with ease. Not with anxiety, but with quiet joy. Gratitude is certainty wearing a smile. It doesn't need to shout. It simply says, "Thank you," and means it. And gratitude becomes your dwelling place, not just your reaction. Everything changes. You no longer wait for signs, you become the sign. You no longer ask if it will happen, you know it already has. Gratitude is the invisible bridge between where you are and where you desire to be. It aligns you, transforms you, and carries you into the reality you've already imagined. It is not a trick. It is truth in motion. When you feel thankful before anything shows up, you call it forth, you harmonize with it. You embody it. So live in gratitude, not as a performance, but as a posture. Let it color your thoughts, your imaginations, your conversations with yourself. Replace the waiting with receiving. Replace the doubt with silent knowing. Gratitude does not chase, it attracts. It confirms to the unseen that you are ready, and that you already are. Thank you for walking with me through this truth. Thank you for believing with me that the unseen is more real than what we see. Stay in gratitude and watch the world bow to your inner conviction. If you have come across these words, it is not by chance. Something far greater is at play. Your higher self, the divine intelligence that breathes life into all things, has drawn you to this moment. And it is here to remind you of something you already know deep within. You are meant for abundance. Look not at your bank account. Look not at your current job, your debts, your surroundings. Those are shadows. The truth lies in your imagination. What you dare to claim in your mind and feel in your body must become your world. It is law. When you imagine wealth, do not beg for it, do not plead for it. You command it as one who already possesses it. You feel the texture of it, the freedom, the joy, the ease. You wear it like skin. Speak as a wealthy person. Move as one. Think as one. You're not preparing, you're living it already. Your only task is to persist in the state of the wish fulfilled, to return again and again to the scene in your mind where it is already true. And each time you do, you impress your inner world. and the outer must yield. Doubt may knock, delay may come, but delay is not denial, it is refinement. You are being shaped for the greatness you asked for. Stay faithful to the unseen. The world you see now is crumbling to make room for the one you are creating. So if you are seeing this, it's a sign, a confirmation, a whisper from the infinite saying, it is already yours. And the only thing left for you to do is to believe it so deeply, the world cannot help but reflect it. You are becoming who you've always been. You are not waiting for wealth. You are revealing it. You are the millionaire. You were led here by divine ardor. Nothing is coincidence. If your eyes have found their way to these words, if this message has reached you at this precise moment, then it is not by accident. There is a force greater than mere chance at work in your life. You are being guided by an unseen hand, and the universe has conspired to bring you to this very place at this very time. Your soul is prepared to receive something far more profound than you may yet fully understand. Many people go through life believing that their experiences are random, that the events that unfold before them are simply the result of circumstance, or worse, luck. But that is not the truth. The truth is that you are a co-creator with the divine. Everything that comes into your life, whether it seems small or monumental, has been drawn to you because your consciousness has called it forth. You are not passive in this world. You are actively shaping your experience. The key to understanding this is in realizing the power of your consciousness. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are not just fleeting ideas. They are the very fabric of your reality. The world you see around you is a reflection of your inner state. And right now, you are in the process of awakening to this truth. This moment of clarity, this seemingly serendipitous encounter with these words, is not a random event. It is the opening of a door that you have been walking toward, consciously or unconsciously, your entire life. What you are receiving right now is a message that you are ready. Ready to move into a new dimension of awareness. Ready to step into a life that is more abundant, more fulfilling, and more aligned with your deepest desires. This is not the beginning of something new. It is the continuation of a journey that has been unfolding for you long before you became consciously aware of it. You've been on this path, whether you knew it or not, because your soul has been nudging you forward, preparing you for this moment of understanding. As you read these words, understand that you have already summoned them into being. Your thoughts, your desires, and your intentions have led to this exact moment, this intersection of time and space. You might feel as though you've been waiting for a sign, a breakthrough, or a sudden shift in your life. But the truth is that the moment you've been waiting for is already here. You've already set the wheels in motion. Your soul has been alive this moment, long before your mind understood it. It is time for you to fully accept that you are not merely existing in this world. You are creating it. You are the architect of your life. Everything you experience is a product of your consciousness. And now, with the realization that you are being led here for a reason, you can choose to embrace the life you've always dreamed of. Nothing that happens to you is random. Every person, every experience, every challenge, and every triumph has been carefully woven into the tapestry of your existence. You are exactly where you need to be. And everything that has come before this moment has prepared you for the next phase of your journey. As you stand at the threshold of greater awareness, realize that you have the power to shape what comes next. The universe has brought you here not to simply witness the possibilities, but to realize that you are the one who makes them possible. What you have envisioned, what you have desired, is already waiting for you to step into it. Your consciousness has summoned this moment, and in doing so, you have unlocked the door to a new reality. The only thing left is for you to fully embrace this truth, that nothing is by coincidence, that everything has led you here, and that you are now ready to receive all that is rightfully yours. Trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and know that the power to shape your future is already within you. This is not a coincidence. This is divine order, and you are now ready to receive. Your imagination is the true architect of your wealth. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. To understand this, you must first realize that the power to create the life you desire lies within you, within the depths of your imagination. The world you see around you is simply a reflection of what you have previously imagined and believed. If you can shift your perception, your thoughts, and your inner vision, you can completely transform your reality. You see, wealth is not just a matter of accumulating money or possessions. Wealth in its truest sense is a state of being. It is a state of mind, of consciousness, that permeates every part of your life. It is an internal condition that, when fully realized, will manifest in your outer world. The key to unlocking this abundant life is to stop seeing wealth as something external that you must work tirelessly to attain. Instead, you must recognize that wealth is already present within you, and it is your job to align yourself with it, to let it flow freely into your life. Picture the life you desire. Close your eyes and envision it in as much detail as possible. Imagine yourself living in abundance, with the freedom to do what you love, the ability to help others, and the joy of experiencing the world without limitation. What does that life look like for you? What does it feel like? Let that vision fill you completely. As you do, notice the shift in your energy. You begin to feel the emotions of having that life already, the excitement, the peace, the security, the joy. You are no longer hoping for it to come, you are embodying it in the present moment. This is the power of imagination. It is not just about daydreaming or wishing for something to happen in the future. It is about seeing your desires as already fulfilled, right here and right now. When you can do this, when you can hold the vision of the life you desire with unwavering faith, you begin to align yourself with the very energy that will bring it into being. The universe does not respond to your desperate longing or your constant striving. It responds to the energy you emit. When you believe that your desires are already yours, you radiate the frequency of abundance, and that is when the doors of opportunity open. Think about it. The most successful people in any field, whether it's in business, sports, or the arts, are those who believe they can achieve their dreams before they even begin. They don't chase after success, they embody it. They move, speak, and act as though they are already the person they wish to become. And that belief, that unwavering faith in their vision, is what attracts everything they need to make their dreams a reality. You must understand that your imagination is not merely a tool for creating daydreams. It is the mechanism by which your reality is formed. Every thought you think, every image you hold in your mind is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious. And just like any seed, it will eventually grow and bear fruit, the fruit of your thoughts and beliefs. It's important to realize that this feeling is not a one-time exercise. It is not something you do only when you're thinking about your desires. It must become a permanent state of being. You must carry the feeling of already having what you desire with you at all times. This is not about waiting for external circumstances to change. It's about changing your internal world. When you feel like a millionaire, you begin to attract the people, places, and opportunities that reflect that energy. Fear, give this thing that makes you, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you embody the feeling of wealth, the more it will manifest in your life. You have the power to change your reality by simply changing how you feel. Feel it now as though it's already true. Feel the exhilaration of living the life you've always dreamed of. Feel the gratitude, the peace, the excitement. Let that feeling dominate your inner world and watch as your outer world begins to shift to match it. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is your magnetic field. When you live from this feeling, you are no longer waiting for something to happen. You are living as if it has already happened. And in doing so, you become a magnet for all that you desire. Your present circumstances do not define your future reality. The conditions you see around you today, no matter how challenging or limited they may seem, do not have the power to dictate what your future holds. It may feel as though your current situation is a direct reflection of your potential, but in truth it is simply a snapshot of the past, a reflection of what you've thought, felt, and believed up until now. The future is not set by your past, nor is it set by your current circumstances. It is created by the inner world you cultivate today. The outer world, the one you interact with every day, is merely a mirror. It reflects the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you hold within yourself. It is like a canvas that responds to the brushstrokes of your inner reality. If your inner world is filled with fear, doubt, and uncertainty, your outer world will reflect these energies back to you in the form of struggles, lack, and hardship. However, if your inner world is aligned with the feelings of abundance, success, and peace, then your outer world must reflect that as well. Your reality will shift to mirror the new thoughts and beliefs you hold inside. The most powerful realization you can have is this: the world you experience is not a fixed, rigid structure. It is fluid, ever-changing, and malleable. What you experience today can be completely transformed by changing how you think and feel. The outer world is only a reflection of the inner world, and the good news is that you have the power to change the inner world at any moment. When you decide to shift your internal state, your mindset, your beliefs, your emotions, the outer world must comply. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and this energy is directly influenced by your inner world. It all starts with a shift in perception. When you change the way you see yourself and the world around you, everything begins to change. If you see yourself as successful, deserving, and abundant, then your life will begin to reflect that. You will start to notice opportunities where there once were obstacles. People will show up in your life who support your vision and help you along your journey. Circumstances that once seemed limiting will dissolve, replaced by new empowering situations that allow you to thrive. Your future is not locked into place by your past or your present, but by the thoughts and beliefs you hold about what is possible for you. If you want wealth, begin by seeing yourself as wealthy. See it, feel it, believe it, with every fiber of your being. Let your imagination run wild with the possibilities of what you can create. Don't hold back or limit yourself. Dream big. Visualize yourself in the life you desire, and trust that this vision is not a fantasy but a reality waiting to unfold. The more you dwell in this mental state of abundance, the more your external reality will begin to align with it. Wealth is not something you have to fight for or struggle to attain. It is something you are meant to step into. Your imagination holds the blueprint, and it is up to you to bring it to life. So let go of the idea that you are chasing wealth. Instead, understand that you are already wealthy in your mind, and as you continue to hold that vision with unwavering faith, it will manifest in your life in ways you could never have imagined. The secret is simple. Embody the wealth you desire. Live in the state of abundance, and the universe will respond in kind. You are the creator of your reality. The power is already within you. All that is left is for you to claim it. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is your magnetic field. When you feel the emotions of your desires already realized, you are aligning with the very essence of those desires. This feeling becomes the energy that attracts everything necessary to bring your dreams into reality. It is not enough to simply wish for something or think about it from a place of lack. To truly manifest your desires, you must first embody the feeling of having already achieved them. The feeling is the key. It is what activates the law of attraction and begins to draw everything you need into your life. Take a moment to close your eyes and imagine what it would be like to already be a millionaire. What does that life look like for you? What does it feel like to have financial freedom, to be able to live without constraints, and to have the resources to create the life you desire? Picture it in detail. The freedom to travel, the ability to help others, the comfort of knowing that you are financially secure. See yourself in the world of abundance that you long for. And most importantly, feel it. Feel the weightlessness that comes with knowing you have everything you need. Feel the joy, the excitement, the sense of pride that flows through your body. Imagine the peace of mind you would have, knowing that money is no longer a source of stress or worry. Feel the pride in your accomplishments, the sense of gratitude for all that you've achieved. Let those emotions fill your heart. Let them wash over you like a wave of warmth and light. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not about the material wealth itself. It is about the emotional state that comes with it. When you allow yourself to truly feel what it's like to already be a millionaire, you are creating a powerful energy field around you. This energy is magnetic. It draws opportunities, people, and circumstances that resonate with your vibration. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you feel. And when you embody the feeling of already having it all, you become a magnet for everything that aligns with that feeling. This is the secret that many successful individuals understand. They do not chase after wealth, they align with the feeling of wealth. They act as though their desires are already theirs, and in doing so, they attract everything they need to make those desires a reality. The feeling of the wish fulfilled becomes a signal to the universe, telling it that you are ready to receive. And when you are ready to receive, the universe begins to conspire in your favor. This is where the magic happens. In the space between thought and manifestation, you are constantly creating your future through your inner dialogue. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, is shaping the reality that is unfolding. This means that the moment you decide to change your beliefs about who you are and what you are capable of, the world around you begins to shift. When you let go of limiting beliefs and embrace new, empowering ones, you are essentially rewriting the script of your life. Think about it. How many times have you let your current circumstances dictate your feelings of possibility? Perhaps you've looked at your bank account, your job, your relationships, and believed that they were the ultimate measure of your potential. But the truth is, those are just temporary reflections. They are not set in stone, and they do not have the power to define your future. Your power lies in your ability to rise above your circumstances, to hold a vision of something greater, and to consistently align your thoughts and emotions with that vision. You are not bound by the limitations of today. You are not trapped by the world you see around you. Your future is being created right now through the choices you make in your inner world. When you shift your mindset, your beliefs, and your feelings, you open the door to a new reality. A reality where your dreams are no longer out of reach, but right within your grasp. The outer world must comply with the inner world. Your circumstances are simply a reflection of what you have believed to be true. Shift your beliefs, shift your inner world, and watch as the external world shifts with you. The life you desire is already waiting for you. All you need to do is align yourself with it on the inside, and the universe will take care of the rest. Speak and think only from the state of already having it. This is not merely a suggestion or a nice idea. It is the secret to creating a life that aligns with your deepest desires. To create anything you want in life, you must first believe and act as though you already have it. Your words, your thoughts, your energy must all come from the place of certainty, from the place of already having. When you do this, the universe must respond accordingly. The law of attraction does not respond to what you hope for or wish for. It responds to the energy you emit. And when you speak and think from the state of already having, you send out a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. When you hope for something, you are acknowledging a gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Hope implies that your desires are outside of you, that you are waiting for them to come to you from an external source. Hope is a passive energy, one that is rooted in lack. But to manifest anything, wealth, success, love, or anything else, you must move from the state of wishing and hoping into the state of knowing and having. This is where true power lies. The moment you shift your mindset to embody the feeling of already having it, your world begins to change. Imagine standing on the mountain top, looking down over the life you've created. When you speak from that high place, from a place of fulfillment and certainty, your words have a different power. They are grounded in confidence, not in desire. There is no longing in your speech, only the declaration of truth. You are speaking from a place of strength, abundance, and certainty. Your thoughts and words flow from the knowing that everything you desire is already yours. And because of that, the universe must mirror that energy back to you. On the other hand, speaking from the valley, from a place of longing and desire, only reinforces the sense that you do not yet have what you want. This energy of lack keeps you in a constant state of waiting, as if you are always chasing something that is just out of reach. When you speak from the valley, you inadvertently tell the universe that you are not yet ready to receive, that you are still in need. But when you speak from the mountaintop, you declare with confidence that you are not only ready, but that you have already received. You are in alignment with your desires, and the universe will respond in kind. This is the power of speaking and thinking from the state of already having. Your words and thoughts must carry the vibration of fulfillment. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. When you speak from the mountaintop, you not only change your internal state, but you change how others perceive you. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and certainty. They can feel the energy of someone who is aligned with their desires, someone who is already living the life they want. And this energy is magnetic. Opportunities, connections, and situations will begin to appear as if by magic, because you are vibrating at the frequency of your desires. The key to manifesting is to stop waiting for the world to change first. Change within yourself first, and the outer world must follow. Speak as though you already have everything you desire. Feel the emotions of already having it, and watch as your life begins to transform before your very eyes. The universe is always listening. It is responding to your thoughts, your words, your feelings. So speak and think only from the state of already having it, and you will begin to live the life you have always dreamed of. Persistence in assumption births the miracle. The power to create your reality lies in your ability to hold a consistent belief, an unwavering assumption that what you desire is already true. This is not a fleeting thought or a casual wish. It is the deep-rooted knowing that the future you desire is already established in the invisible realm, ready to manifest into your world. The unseen is more real than the seen, because the physical world is simply a reflection of what you believe to be true on the inside. The unseen, the world of thought, imagination, and assumption, holds the key to the creation of everything in your life.